What if death is not the end, but the beginning of a far deeper journey, one your soul has taken countless times before? Imagine this. A man lies on his deathbed, his breath slows, his body falls still, and just as the final silence arrives, he sees a tunnel of light, but instead of drifting into it, he remembers. Not just this life, but many. Not just faces from the past, but places beyond time. Realms shimmering with meaning. Voices not of angels, but of guides, and a strange yet comforting awareness. He's been here before. Across cultures and centuries, humanity has whispered of this transition. The moment the soul slips from the cage of flesh and begins its voyage through dimensions unseen, we fear it, avoid it, delay it. But beneath the fear lies the final and most profound secret of existence. What truly happens when we die? Is it a portal to judgment or liberation? A cycle of rebirth, or an escape into eternal peace? Do we dissolve into the cosmos, or awaken in a realm more real than this one? In today's journey, we won't settle for poetic metaphors or empty comfort. We're diving deep into ancient teachings, Hermetic, Egyptian, Tibetan, Gnostic, and tracing the mysterious maps they left behind. Sacred blueprints etched in the language of symbols, describing what happens after the final breath. We'll explore how the ancients viewed death not as a punishment, but as an initiation, a test, a mirror, a return. We'll walk the path of the soul through liminal realms, weigh the heart against the feather, cross the river of forgetfulness, and understand why the moment of death is the most powerful moment of clarity a soul will ever experience. And more importantly, we'll learn how to prepare for it now, not in fear, but in wisdom. So breathe deeply. Set aside what you've been told, because you're about to discover what lies beyond the veil and why the mystery of death may be the ultimate key to life itself. To understand what happens when we die, we must first look back, not just decades, but millennia, to a time when death was not an end, but a sacred transformation. Ancient civilizations held death in profound reverence, not as something to fear, but as a mystery to be mastered. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, dedicated entire texts, like the Book of the Dead, to navigating the afterlife. These weren't mere funerary rites. They were intricate manuals detailing the soul's journey through the duat, the underworld. There, the heart would be weighed against the feather of Ma'at, truth and cosmic balance. If it was light, the soul moved on. If heavy with lies and regrets, it was devoured by Amit, the soul eater. But this wasn't punishment. It was law, written into the fabric of the cosmos. A law that echoed in the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, the mythical father of Hermetic philosophy. In the Corpus Hermeticum, Hermes teaches that death is a shedding of layers, a return to the source, once the illusions of matter fall away. He wrote of the ascent of the soul, where the initiate, upon death, passes through planetary spheres, releasing one aspect of ego at each gate. This mirrors the Tibetan Book of the Dead, or Bardo Thodol, which describes the 49 days after death as a series of visions, some peaceful, others terrifying, reflections of the soul's own mind. The Tibetans believed that recognition of these visions leads to liberation. Forgetfulness leads to reincarnation. Even Plato, the Greek philosopher deeply influenced by Orphic and Pythagorean mystery schools, believed the soul was immortal and trapped in a cycle of birth and rebirth until it attained true wisdom. In his dialogue, Phaedo Socrates, calmly awaiting his own death, tells his disciples that philosophy is a preparation for dying, for shedding illusion and returning to the realm of forms. Across these traditions, Egyptian, Hermetic, Tibetan, Greek, we find recurring themes. Death is not annihilation, it is revelation. The soul does not disappear, it awakens. And the afterlife is not a singular destination, but a journey through inner and outer realms, guided by one's choices, awareness, and preparation in life. Interestingly, These ancient views also find echoes in modern near-death experiences, NDEs. People from vastly different cultures often report the same archetypal imagery: tunnels, light beings, life reviews, and overwhelming feelings of love or regret. Could these shared visions be remnants of a deeper spiritual architecture, one the ancients knew and mapped with astonishing precision? More importantly, why have modern societies, despite all their science and technology, forgotten these ancient insights? Could it be that by ignoring the mystery of death, we also lose the meaning of life? As we venture deeper into this topic, we'll begin to trace this sacred map step by step, not through superstition, but through the ancient lens of esoteric truth. What happens after death is not just about where we go, but who we become in the process. To truly grasp what happens when we die, we must first understand what we are before death. Most of us identify with the body, the name, the memories, but esoteric teachings across cultures insist you are not your body. You are a layered being, physical, energetic, mental, and spiritual. Imagine the human soul as a radiant flame encased in 4 nested lanterns. The outermost lantern is the physical body, temporary, fragile, subject to time. Beneath that lies the etheric body, a blueprint of energy that animates the flesh. Deeper still is the astral body, the seat of emotions, dreams, and desires. And within that, the mental and causal bodies, where thoughts are born and karma is stored. Now, at the moment of death, the first lantern cracks. The physical body ceases to function, but the flame does not go out. It begins a sacred journey inward and upward, shedding each layer like an alchemical transmutation. This journey has long been mapped in esoteric traditions. In Hermeticism, it's described as a reversal of creation. The soul, which descended into matter through the planetary spheres, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and so on, must now ascend back through those very gates. Each sphere represents a part of our ego: ambition, desire, pride, fear. As the soul ascends, it is challenged. Only by releasing attachment can it continue. This mirrors the karmic cleansing process in Eastern traditions. According to the Upanishads, the soul at death is drawn toward its vibrational match. If bound by heavy karmas and unresolved desires, it reincarnates. But if it has attained purity and wisdom, it merges with Brahman, the absolute, formless source. Mystery schools taught that the astral and mental planes are not abstract concepts, but actual realms of experience. When the soul leaves the body, it does not vanish. It enters the astral realm, a luminous dimension shaped by thought and emotion. Here, the soul undergoes a life review, seeing not only what it did, but how those actions rippled outward, affecting others. Some experience this review with beings of light, while others feel it alone as a piercing self-awareness. This moment is critical, not as judgment, but as realization. In this mirror, the soul begins to remember its true nature. The idea of frequency is also crucial here. Just as a radio tunes into a station by matching its frequency, the soul's vibration determines what realm it enters after death. High-frequency souls, those attuned to love, wisdom, and service, rise into luminous worlds. Lower-frequency souls, bound by greed, hatred, or confusion, remain in denser astral layers where time feels heavy and illusion persists. But, and this is key, no realm is eternal. Everything is a passage. A soul in a lower realm can awaken and rise. A soul in a higher realm may choose to return, to help others ascend. The journey is circular, not linear, and always at the center burns the original flame, pure consciousness, untouched by time or space. We are not punished after death. We are revealed, not judged, but seen. And the greatest surprise for many souls: you were the architect of your journey all along. In the next section, we will continue this exploration, diving into the deeper layers of the afterlife, soul memory, and the secret teachings on reincarnation and liberation. All this mystical knowledge, though profound and captivating, is only truly valuable if it can be applied. The sages did not study death to indulge in mystery. They studied it to live better, and so must we. 1. Practice. Dying before you die. In the ancient mystery schools, initiates underwent symbolic death rituals. These weren't morbid, they were liberating. You can emulate this by practicing ego death, moments of surrender where you observe your thoughts, detach from your identity, and connect with the timeless awareness within. Try this. Sit in silence. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself no longer tied to your name, your past, your roles. Visualize dissolving, thought by thought, into pure consciousness. Ask, who am I without everything I think I am? Sit in the stillness that follows. Repeat this regularly, each time you inch closer to the essence that survives death. 2. Reflect on the life review. Many near-death experiences describe a life review, where people re-experience key moments of their life, not from their perspective, but from the eyes of those they affected. This teaches empathy, karma, and awareness of impact. Daily exercise. Before sleep, reflect on your day as if you're watching it in a mirror. How did your words affect others? What energy did you carry? Begin to live each day as if you'll review it from a soul level. This not only prepares you for the actual transition, it elevates how you live right now. 3. Connect with ancestral wisdom. Across cultures, guidance from ancestors was seen as vital in navigating the afterlife. Building a relationship with ancestral energy can strengthen your spiritual compass and clear generational patterns. Simple ritual: light a candle, sit in stillness. Speak the names of your ancestors. If you don't know them, call to those who came before me with wisdom and love. Ask for clarity, healing, and guidance. Pay attention to dreams and subtle signs. 4. Strengthen the subtle body. In esoteric systems like yoga and Taoism, the soul's ability to travel beyond death depends on the strength of the subtle body, the energetic matrix that houses your consciousness. Build your energy body with breathwork, pranayama, Taoist breathing, meditation with energy centers, chakras, dantians, qigong, or kundalini practices. These activate the inner pathways that become vital at the time of death. 5. Keep a death journal. Rather than fearing death, make it a sacred study. Record your reflections, dreams about death, fears, and insights. Ask yourself, what parts of me need to die to be free? What would I regret not doing if I died tomorrow? What do I truly believe lies beyond? This becomes a mirror to your inner transformation. 6. Live aligned with your soul's signature. If death is a transition, then life is the preparation. Live not by default, but by design. What lights you up? What calls your spirit? The more aligned you are, the less you'll fear death, because you're already in touch with eternity. Remember, preparation for death is not about morbidity. It's about becoming conscious of the sacred journey we're all on. As the Sufi poet Rumi wrote, try to learn to let what is within you die. Die before you die, so that when you die, you do not die. So, what happens when you die? Perhaps the most honest answer is this: no one can say with certainty. But the echoes of ancient teachings, the whispers of mystics, the experiences of those who've glimpsed the edge, all point to a profound truth. Death is not the end. It is a transformation. It is the doorway between worlds, the veil between illusion and essence, between form and formlessness. To die is to remember who you truly are, beyond name, beyond body, beyond time. We explored the ancient philosophies, the mystical experiences, and the spiritual technologies that prepare us, not just for death, but for life. Because to live with death in your awareness is to live with intensity, with purpose, with grace. It forces you to ask, am I living aligned with my soul's truth? If there's one lesson the great mystery offers, it's this. Live as though your soul is eternal. Love as though everything matters. Let go as though you've already crossed the veil. Now it's your turn. Keep a death journal. Reflect before sleep. Breathe as if each breath is a bridge between this world and the next. Walk lightly, speak kindly, burn brightly. And when the moment comes, whenever it comes, may you walk through the final threshold, not with fear, but with reverence and remembrance.